Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I'm running a little late. I just got off the phone with a friend, and so I was talking with her and uh, about her brother. I'm friends with him as well, so I just wanted to make sure. Uh, so here I am. I want to thank you all for coming. Percy, Shane, welcome. There's an invite for anybody that wants to come up. Remember, if you want to drop your channel link, just hey, Sex Spoochie, how you doing? Like I said, if you want to drop your channel link, just type in LLL, capital or small letters, it doesn't matter. But I want to, hey, Larice, how you doing? Type in LLL for me, Larice. Show everybody how it works. Sorry, I brought it a little behind. Like I said, I had a friend call me, and we were talking about her brother. Thank you, Larice. So, and I just got, as soon as I got off the phone, I started setting everything up and going. So, I want to thank you all for coming. And hey, Mike, married to a beautiful woman. And if you're like me, Mike, you're lucky. Now, I'm not saying I'm lucky. I'm saying, if I was married to a beautiful woman, I'd be the lucky one, not her. That's the way it goes sometimes. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that so I don't know how long we'll go. It depends on everybody else. Ed's headed home in case I haven't told you guys. He got home finally after about 3 weeks. Hey, Sammy, how you doing? After 3 weeks in the hospital, he's finally home. He's extremely happy for that, which I can't blame him. I mean, I think the longest I was in the hospital was about 10 days. That's back when I was in the Navy. And since then, the next longest time was 5 days. That's back when I had cellulitis in my leg. And I know that was more than enough time for me, but he was there for 3 weeks. So I'm sure he is super happy to be home. Jerry, for those of you who know Jerry, I call South Texas home. He's in the Philippines. He's been there for a few weeks. He's probably getting close to time to come home. Now, he was there last week as well. He came up for a little bit of time, but wasn't able to stay long. Well, thank you for using your data, Sammy. I wish you could come up, but how you doing? And I hope you got my message the other day, today, earlier. Like I said, I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, but I'm a whole lot better. I probably sound a whole lot better than I have. I still have the sinus problem, and I may have that for a while. So that's why I got this to try to keep it from becoming too much of a problem. I'm taking the sinus medication. Yeah, hey, Julianne Martin, how you doing? Come on up. I know you speak some English. And hey, Charmaine, Julianne, at least type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your channel link. And it's a blessed evening here. I know, as far as I know, she just put up a new painting video. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I did see it. That it's up, so I'm gonna have to check it out. She does some great painting, if you ask me. Merry Christmas, Suchbuchi. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. We would call that SEC, SEC, because that would be the first part of security. Secure. That's what I do. I'm a security guard, and SEC is the first part of the spelling of security guard. And having coffee, well, I'm getting my caffeine this way. This is probably in the last 2 months, this is probably about my fifth or sixth soda. A lot more this week because it helps cuts the stuff in my throat. It helps me feel a little better. I probably shouldn't have that. Pamela, or I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Palmella? Is it Palmella? If I'm saying it right, let me know. If not, let me know. Like I said, I know how we pronounce it here in the States, but this is your name. And so you pronounce it your way, and which is correct because it's your name. Uh, oh, by the way, folks, I shaved my head today. Well, pretty much cut my hair all the way off. Not quite. There's stubble there all the way around. But my hair was starting to get too long, so I cut my hair again today. A little shorter than what I have in the past, but that's all right. It'll last longer this way. And hello, Susanna. I'm glad to hear you're a proud single mom. Gerlich, welcome. Uh, Susanna, I don't know if I've seen you before, but we're going to give you a jacket. But if you have a channel and you want to drop your link, just type in LLL, and that will help you. Okay, that will give you that will drop your link for you. You don't have to do anything else, but just type in 3 L's. Hello, Eric. Welcome, sir. And like I said, we just got started. I was a couple minutes late getting started, I think. Hey, Shane. Once again, hello. And I'm sorry for being. There you go. There you go. That's all. That's all there is to it, Susanna. I try to make it easy, but my channel is more about helping other people. If you feel comfortable and want to come up and talk, come on up. That's what I do. I don't try to dominate. I like talking to other people. The more people I talk to, the longer my chat will go. I think it's much more interesting to talk to other people and find out about them and their channel. I enjoy my channel. I started this channel for something to do when I finally do retire, and I enjoy it. That's what I started the channel for, was to find out if I would enjoy it. And thank you, Gurley. And any of you that haven't already gave me a thumbs up, if you would, I'd appreciate it. It helps the channel. Last time I looked, I only have like 711 followers, but that's fine. I'm not here to get to be 1 million or 100,000 or even 10,000. I don't care about that. Abby, hello. How you doing, Abby? Susanna, you will find out a lot of my followers are in the Philippines. Are they interested in the Philippines? You take Mike, married to a beautiful woman. He's in Canada, but he's married to a Filipina who's in the Dumaguete area. Not Dumaguete, but in that area. Sammy herself is in the Philippines, that same island, but about 5 hours from Dumaguete by her bike. And but they're all over, and it's just we try to talk and enjoy. And Charmaine, hello. So, like I said, it's a way of getting to know each other. I started my channel so because I was in a live stream and people kept asking me why I went by Lazy Larry. And I started, my very first video was a talking head, which is pretty much what this is, except for it's a live stream. And I just told them how I got the nickname Lazy Larry and why I used it. Now, I was long-winded on it. It was about 15 minutes long. Well, Jay's bedroom room. Now, if you have a channel, type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your channel link. And we'll go ahead and give you a monitor so you can have a blue jacket and not feel so cold if you like. You will discover that I'm here just to talk to other people. If you feel comfortable, you can come up and talk about your channel and introduce yourself to other people. I don't know if Edward D. Beck will be here today, Big Mac Daddy. I hope he comes in. He's finally home. Like I said, he spent about 3 weeks in the hospital. And Last time I talked to him, he was well, it looks like Larice knows Jay's better room. So welcome. I'm assuming you found me through Larice. So that's what I'm assuming. I could be wrong. I know it's not nice to assume because it can make a blank out of you and me both, but it's a play on the way the word's spelled, by the way. And so, we're just trying to, spend some time together, get to know each other a little bit. This is my entertainment. I quit going to bars years and years ago. I and after the pandemic, they could censor me if they want, but since the pandemic, I quit going to restaurants as much. I used to go all the time, go out and get a cup of coffee, sit and talk with people. But I quit doing that, especially since I moved down here. And not let's say down here. I used to live up between Rochester and Buffalo. It was closer to Rochester, New York. Now I live down by the Albany, New York, which is the capital district of New York. But I live outside of it by a few miles. This is where I live now. I'm originally from Indiana, for those of you that don't know, which is the Midwest. A little place called Terre Haute, Indiana. And Terre means land and Haute means high. It's French. The English would say land high, and the French say high land. So that's how the Terre Haute got its name. It's on the highland side of the river, Wabash River. It's almost dead on the Illinois-Indiana border. Not quite. It's about 7 miles short of the Illinois border. Down towards the southern half of the state. That's where I was raised. I was born in a little place called Lafayette, Indiana, which is in northern Indiana. But my family moved to Terre Haute, which is where my mother's from, when I was about 3 months old. Another video I did, I explained my childhood and youth. By the time I was 13, I had lived in 18 houses. So yes, my family moved around a bit. Hey, lady, how you doing? I hope I haven't missed anybody, but if I did, I'm sorry. But so, like I said, those are early videos. I explained before I was Lazy Larry. That's the one where I talk about how much my family moved around and how come my family means so much to me, because I always had my family. No matter where I went, my family was there. They had my back. So we became fairly close. And now, like some of you already know, I've told you, and I got a short up showing my mother. She's 97 years old. She'll be 98 in January. And I love my mother dearly, but she is in a nursing home because the family can't take care of her. Hey, Tim, how you doing, sir? The family can't take her because she needs somebody there 24/7. She falls too much, and she was living with two of my sisters, and they tried taking care of us, and they did for years. I mean, she lived with them for years, and they took care of each other, helped each other out. But my mom's gotten a little more. As she's gotten older, she's gotten weaker. She's got a little bit of a dementia problem, and so she's how should I say this? A little more difficult to take care of. And my sisters could no longer, because she was falling too much, they couldn't pick her up. Because my one sister has MS, my other sister is in worse shape than I am physically. I could pick my mother up. I was home the last time she fell at home, and I picked her up, and she was just in so much pain. I was going to take her out to the car, put her in the car, and take her to the hospital. But she was in too much pain, so we called an ambulance. They came and got her. She had a big old black eye, bruise all over her face, and her knees were all bruised up. Matter of fact, they were hurt from her falling on her. She fell on her knees and her face. And so we put her in the hospital. And my two sisters that she lived with, my youngest sister who still lives in Terre Haute, my oldest sister who lives close to where I was living at the time, which is in between Buffalo and Rochester. We got her on the phone, and all five of us, my four sisters and myself, hey, Robert, got together and talked about it and decided we had to do something. We had to put her in the nursing home. She had to go to physical therapy anyway, and because of the fall. got hurt pretty bad. Hey, Jack, how you doing, man? Come on up. So we made that decision to put her in because, like I said, my sisters we were afraid that if they kept her with them, and this is what would have happened, they would have eventually would have accused my sisters of elder abuse because she was falling too much. And they were getting neighbors to help them pick her up and call the ambulance when they had to, but after so many times, it's not good. And everything was fine until the pandemic, and then she couldn't have visitors. But my three sisters back home, my niece and her daughter, my great niece, they go visit my mom at least. Each one of them goes at least once a week, normally more than that. So she gets quite a few visitors. When I'm home, I go every day, and I've been lucky. She recognizes who I am because, like I said, she does have dementia. Every time I've gone in, sometimes she don't remember I was there the day before, but she remembers who I am. Now, my two sisters that she lived with was visited her one time. Now, this is how she can come and go. Uh, she couldn't remember who they were, and there was somebody came in the room, so she introduced them as her friends, not her daughters. These are my friends. She could not remember who they were. All right, Jack. Like I said, I don't know how long we'll be going, but we'll go as long as we got something to talk about or people to talk to. I just cooked some. I had some chicken for supper, along with some vegetables, cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, that kind of stuff. For my supper, hey Madeline, how you doing, Madeline? Uh, I had oh, what they call boneless, skinless chicken. Uh, they call it what fillets or strips. They're just real thin stuff. You put them all together, it was probably about two chicken breasts, and I had that. That was my supper tonight. I cooked it. I have a skillet that I can. It's like doing grilling. It's like I grilled it, but I did it on an electric stove. Uh, I got some pork chops down. I'll either have tomorrow night or Monday night. Let them thaw out. But so I cook myself. Uh, I do have make enough money if I wanted. I could probably eat out more often than I do, or at least have food delivered more often than I do. But I'm trying to get myself out of debt. I've told many people that. I'm upfront about it. I was never very good at saving money when I was younger, and I've talked about that, so a lot of people know that. And so I'm trying to get myself out of debt, and I want to save some money. So I plan on working about 3 more years. I should be out of debt in a year. I want to work 2 more years just to save up some money, and I'll either retire at that time, unless my mom's still alive. Then I'll probably keep working because I'm not going anywhere till my mom passes. I don't want me to sound morbid, but I don't want to be that far away from my. I'm already farther away than I should be, but I've been out here for well over 25 years, so it's nothing new. But I don't want to be where I can't be home in a day. Now, where I live right now, I could be home in a day. I could get to notice, turn around and drive home and be in Terre Haute, Indiana in 12 hours. I'd have to drive straight through, but I've done that before and I could do it again if I need to. Uh, but if I go, I'd like to, and most of the people here know this as well. I'd like to move to the Philippines. My plan A is to go to Cebu and see if I like it. If I don't like Cebu, I plan on going to a different city, maybe Iloilo or Davao, see how I like those places. And then if maybe Dumaguete even. Uh, but I want to go to Cebu first. They say it's a good landing place. I've been to the Philippines when I was in the Navy, but it's been many, many years. So, I always liked the Filipino people. I worked with a lot of Filipinos when I was in the Navy. About a third of my division, I was in supply. I was a ship serviceman. We ran the soda fountain, the PX, Post Exchange, or a Navy Exchange, we called it, but the shipboard exchange. We ran that. I was a barber as well. So I did a lot of different jobs. And I worked with a lot of Filipinos. Like I said, about a third of my division, and the ship service was filled, was Filipinos. About a third was white, and about a third was either black or maybe Hispanic. So we were almost evenly split among the races. More whites and I think actually more whites and probably Filipinos than the other races. But we all got along well. So, Manilyn, you live in Cebu? Like I said, that's an area I want to go to. I don't know if you followed any other American bloggers before. I don't know your history here. I used to follow a vlogger called Chris in Cebu. Now, Chris was an American, born and raised. His wife was Filipino. They got married in the States. Were living in the States for a very long time. They were both worked as in the medical field. I think they were uh, oh pro. They entered medical information like the billings and stuff like that. And so they lost their job. They lived up around Chicago. Now, Chris was originally from Long Island area, New York, but they lost their jobs about the same time. Was living off their. I'll tell you in a minute. They were living off their savings, and they had a daughter. They have a daughter who was a young girl at the time, and so they started thinking about it, and they decided, they'll go to the Philippines where his wife could work, and they would live off what she made plus their savings. And he started a channel. He was one of the first, not the first, but one of the first bloggers I started following in the Philippines. He's the first live streamer I followed. He used to walk around Cebu in the Capital District area and show what's going on. And people would ask him questions or talk back and forth. And when I first started watching, I wasn't sure how much I would like it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was not sure if I would enjoy live streaming or not. And I enjoyed it. I got to know Edward D. Beck that way. I got to know Dan from Dan. Well, at that time, it was Dan's Retirement Journey. And quite a few others. I can't remember if I met Sam through Chris. I don't think so. I think I met Sammy through Dan. And now, if Ed Denoy comes in, I met him from Chris and Cebu. A lot of people I met through Chris and Cebu. And like I said, it was them always asking me how come I went by Lazy Larry because I was always working. JLN, how you doing, JLN? Welcome. But so that's why I did the first Talking Head video, the one telling you, hi, I'm Lazy Larry, and why I used the name, how I got it. Now you say, well, your channel is Lazy Larry Lee. Well, I had people telling me they were having a hard time finding me as Lazy Larry. So I went in and checked it myself. And a whole bunch of cartoons about some character called Lazy Larry would come up, like 2 or 3 pages worth of stuff would come up before you get to me. So I thought, well, I'll just add my last name. I mean, I went by Larry Lee before I changed it to Lazy Larry. So my real name is Larry Lee. So I changed it to Lazy Larry Lee, and boom, I'm the first one that pops up. At least I was at that time. So that's how my channel got its name, is Lazy Larry Lee, in a roundabout way. And I explained that. And like I said, there's a few talking head videos that I started doing, event videos, such as I went to a used car show where they had all these old cars. I say used cars, it's old car show. And they were from like 20, 30 years. Some of them were 30 years old or older. And some were even a lot older than that. So I did that. Now, this year I went and did a motorcycle rally. I did a video on that. My channel is about whatever I feel like putting up. Right now I'm putting up Christmas decorations videos. And so we do that. And we'll do that at least through Christmas. I may put in some others besides that between now and then, but you can count on mostly decoration videos of Christmas ornaments. Or I got a couple that are coming up next week. I've already done. I try to put up 2 shorts or a short and a quick video every week besides this live stream. So I try to put something up 3 times a week, counting the live stream, just to keep it going. I've had people tell me, "Oh, you need to put one up every day." Well, I'm not trying to grow my channel fast. I'm not trying to get to 1,000 people. I'm not trying to get monetized. I'm doing this strictly for my enjoyment. And if I try to work it too hard, I'm no longer really enjoying myself. You can see my bad, but that's all right. I usually try to hide it, but I'm not going to today. I just try to enjoy myself and have fun. I like having this interaction with other people, and so, like I said, I do enjoy my channel. So I'm glad I started it. Like I said, this is my entertainment. I don't go to bars anymore. I used to go to bars and shoot pool and all that good happy stuff. And I have nothing against going to the bar, but I don't drink and drive. I quit doing that years ago. So now if I go to the bar, that means if I'm going to drink, I got to find an alternate route to get there and an alternate route to get home. It's not worth the money. If I do drive there, uh, that means I'm not drinking, which means you get a soda at a bar here in the States, and it costs you almost as much as a drink, if not more. I'm going to have to drop it down. I'm just going to stop my camera and mute myself for a moment. Sorry about that. I told you I was having sinus trouble, so I had to take care of that. And I didn't. Hey, Sarah, how you doing, Princess Sarah? I didn't want to do that on camera, and I didn't think you wanted to listen to it. So that's why I dropped down like that. In other words, I needed to blow my nose. And I don't think you want to hear me do that or see me do that. So, yeah, like I said, I'm still having sinus problems. My throat problems is pretty well cleared up. Those of you that know my voice know I sound a whole lot better than I did last week or the week before. So we're doing a lot better, but still not where 100% yet. But that's all right. I may not. That may be just allergies kicking myself right now. I don't know whether it's still a sinus infection or if it's allergies. Because I do suffer from allergies, and what they gave me to treat the sinus infection happens to be an allergy medication. So I'm using it as well, but it's still not where it should be. And so we'll get better. It just will take some time. Because if it is allergies, there's certain times of the year that it's worse than others, and when it's not that bad, you can't really tell that I have it. So, and I know until the first time I found out I had allergies was during the winter, and so during the winter time or fall and spring, it's different times. It's back home it was just the summer. Now it's more, but I've gotten older, so who knows? So, once again, I'd like to ask if you haven't done it yet, please give me a thumbs up. And any of you that want to come up and talk, come on up and talk. But we're just trying to take care and enjoy ourselves. Let me pull this back this way. So anyway, this is what I do for those such as Susanna, proud single mom. I don't do a whole lot more. I do have people that come up and talk with me. Jack said he had to eat his breakfast. It may come up, so we're waiting to see if he makes it up. If Edward D. Beck, our Big Mac Daddy, as we call him, is around, he'll come up if he's able to. Dan from Dan and Minnie's Journey comes up once in a while, not as much as he used to. Jerry, I call South Texas home, will show up sometimes. So it just whoever shows up. We'll talk. Jack just said he'll be up in about 5 minutes. So please excuse my allergies, people. But I don't know what I'll do besides that. It's gotta, just suffer through it, and hopefully, somebody else besides Jack. I hope Jack comes up. But sometimes we have Retro. Last weekend we had Retro come up. Now Retro's a younger guy. He's in New Hampshire. Uh, he's much younger than even Jack. Jack's a younger guy. I'm an older guy. If a lot of you already know, I'm 70 years old. But those of you who may not know, I'll tell you flat out, I'm 70. And like I said, my mom's 97. She'll be 98 in January. Her dad and her granddad, her dad's dad, who I happen to be named after her granddad, both lived to be around 92. Her older brother lived to be 92. Her uncle Orange, which is on her mother's side, he lived to be about 98. So there's longevity on both sides. Both sides of her family. My dad's mom lived to be about, I want to say, 88. My dad only made it to 61. I've already outlived my father and both my brothers. Yeah, that's what I said, Jack. Compared to me, you're younger, but yeah, he's a lot younger than you. Is what I was thinking. 15 years younger than you. And but like I said, they come up once in a while. I have another Canadian that follows me some, known as Crazy Kid. He has his own channel. He's a comedian. He does live streams as well. He comes by once in a while and come up. Like I said, I don't care if you want to come up and just say, "Hey, Aileen, how you doing?" Aileen Cruz, welcome. But if you want to come up and just say hi, say my name is, please check out my channel. You're more than welcome to do that. Like I said, I just happen to be the kind of person that wants to help everybody else. If I get to 1,000, that's fine. If I don't, that's fine. As long as I enjoy what I'm doing, I'll keep doing it. Like I said, I did this to see if it's something I would enjoy, which I do, to give me something to do once I retire. I've been working well over 50 years. I started my first job at 15 during the summer. It was a summer job. I'm glad to hear you feeling great, Eileen. But I worked at an A&W Rubner stand. Uh, that was my first real job, and it was the first time I ever got fired. I'm not ashamed to say that. I got fired. I deserved to be fired. The owners, Virginia and David Fox, couldn't believe that I kept coming around and treated him with respect, and I didn't hold a grudge against him. And like I told David, I said, look, you try to give me a chance to shut up and not lose the job, I wouldn't take it. I deserve to be fired. I don't hold that against you guys. That was my fault. Now, my next job was a little over a year later. And again, it was a restaurant. I worked at a steakhouse, a cafeteria style. In case those that don't know what a cafeteria style is, you start at one end, and you order your whatever meal you're going to have, and you go down and get your side dishes, your salad if you want a salad, your pudding or dessert, whatever kind of dessert you want that we had. And go down. By the time you get down to the other end, LV, 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 LV. How you doing, LV? You can tell I still have this sinus problems, but everything else is a lot better. But anyway, it's by the time you get down to the other end, if your food wasn't ready, you go out to your table and we'd bring it out to you. Otherwise, we'd give it to you when you got there, and you would pay at the end of the would be the cashier. Hey, Dan, how you doing, man? Sorry about last night, buddy, but just before 7 o'clock, I went to bed. Did not get up till after 7 o'clock this morning. I ended up working 12 hours yesterday. I got a call a little after midnight waking me up. I had about 3 hours sleep. I ended up with about 3.5 hours sleep total before I went into work. I had to be at work at 3. Ended up getting up at 2, and I worked 3 to 3. And I was going to try to stay up till after your vlog, but man, about 15 minutes before your vlog started, I started falling asleep. So I just went to bed. I just couldn't make it. And so, yeah, I got 4 hours of overtime, so my next paycheck's going to look real good. But I got to sleep. I really don't care for overtime. I used to love overtime, but the older I've got, the less I like to work it. Even though I make real good money, especially now, I make real good money when I work overtime. But it's not something I really want to do anymore. And like I said, I still have the allergies. But if you want to come up, Dan, come on up for a little bit. Oh, I don't know if you know it or not, but Edward D. Beck's back home. He spent 3 weeks in the hospital. He came up for a little bit a couple of weeks ago. He didn't make it up last week, but he was still in the hospital when he came up the last time. So he's doing better. So yeah, that's true, Elvie. Like I said, I've been working for well over 50 years, and there was a lot of years I worked a whole lot of overtime. And I used to love the overtime because I loved the extra money. But it's to me now, time off is just as precious as money, and so we'll work it when they came. The only reason I went in yesterday is they couldn't get anybody else to go in, so they were either going to have a post uncovered or work a person short, which means they wouldn't get their work done. And so I went because the guy that they probably would have got short a person because the guy that works at the gatehouse, I don't think he's trained uh, at the main post, which is where I covered. I went in. I've been trained there. Hello, Ann. How you doing? So I've been trained at the main post, and although we did discover that if I go in again for the main post, when the janitors have to be taken down to the recruitment center to claim, I'm going to be the one taking them down next time if I do this again. No, LV, no. I don't know if I'll get Christmas Day off or not. I may get Christmas Day off. I doubt if I get New Year's Day off. It all depends upon the job. As security, unless the company that we're working at shuts down and doesn't want security, we'll be there working. Because there's a lot of places, even when they shut down, still want security. Now we get paid extra to work the holidays. So I don't mind working holidays. I would rather work a holiday than a man that's married, especially a man that's married and has kids. Because I'm not married and I have no children. And so if you're talking about Christmas, I would rather be me working than one of them if it's possible. If they don't want the holiday pay, some of them want the holiday pay. But if they want the day off and it's my day off, I'll cover for them. Because like I said, they have a family, they have kids. It's more important for them to be home with their kids on Christmas than for me to be sitting in my apartment by myself. Although I don't mind doing that either. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know if we'll be working Christmas Day. Now, we did work Thanksgiving. So well, Christmas is a different holiday, so we may be shut down. Now, Thanksgiving wasn't very many employees, and it might be the same way Christmas. So I'll find out the closer we get. I'll have to check. Well, LV, if I could afford to retire right now, I would, but I really can't. And like I said, I shouldn't say I would because, like I said, I think I would keep working only because I wouldn't like sitting around the house all day doing nothing. I would find that boring. Hey, Jack, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, and you?
Not bad, not bad. Like I said, my allergies are kicking my backside, but not bad, not too bad. I don't know if you can tell I'm stuffed up or not, but yeah, my nostrils are pretty well stuffed up. So.
I keep forgetting to bring a lighter downstairs. God.
Oh, you're outside today.
Yeah, because I'm outside stealing my cousin's Wi-Fi because my Wi-Fi inside is pretty slow.
Okay.
Yeah, light the cigarette real quick.
Go right ahead. That's fine. But like I said, this for those of you who are new to my channel, this is what we do. Somebody will come up. We'll talk for a while. They may stay until I shut down. They may not because maybe they'll have something come up that they need to take care of. And this is what I like. Well, my first couple of I did all by myself. And I went a couple hours. I mean, I can do it. I just prefer having somebody else come up and talk with me. I find it much more entertaining. And I think it's better for the audience as well.
I tried that one time because, well, one guy said, go make a live stream, I'll come up. I'm there for like 45 minutes talking to myself.
Yeah.
Then he finally comes up.
Well, like I said, I could. My first couple of live streams I did by myself, and I did 2 hours or longer on some of them, all by myself. So I could do it. But I found after I started having people come up, I enjoyed that more. You know, because you get in a reaction. The audience can ask questions for both of us, or they can just listen. It's really up to them.
Yep.
And so it just, like I said, I used my very first live stream I went into as a audience or a chat in the chat was Chris and Sabu. And like I said, I wasn't sure how much I'd like live streams because I never been to a live stream. And the interaction between the chat members and then asking Chris questions, having them answered, I found fascinating. I enjoyed it. That's how I met Dan. That's how I met Edward D. Beck. That's how I met Ed Denoy and a few others. I met through Chris and Sabu. You know, and we got to know each other by talking back and forth in the chat. So I enjoyed that. And so once I started my own channel, and I decided to do a live stream, I tried it similar to the way Chris did. He was the only one talking, but he walked around Cebu, the Capital District most of the time, and answered questions. But I wasn't doing that. I was just talking, like a talking head. So I decided it would be more fun to have somebody else come up and join me. And now I could have up to, I think, 8 people or 9 people in the channel with myself. So there's like 9 or 10 of us. Count myself could be in the.
Yeah, 9 others.
Yeah, where if that's because I pay the extra, and I paid the extra not so I could have so many more people in the chat or in the. I'm trying to think of the term they call it. The studio.
Panel.
Not so many people in the studio. You know, I did it because I was doing 4, 5, 6 hour live streams when I first started without people coming up. I don't know if you remember Leonard Lund. He was a great guy. He passed away, but he came up almost every time I had a live stream. He'd come up, and there'd be some others, and we would talk for 4 or 5 hours. And it's like you could only do on the free one 20 hours a month.
Yeah, 20.
I was pushing right up. I was pushing right up against it all the time. So I decided, well, I'll just go ahead and pay the extra, and I won't go as long as we want. If we want to do a 10-hour one at one time, we'll do it. I mean, I'm not doing that. I didn't want to be restricted in how much time I could do a month. You know, because
I seen my friend's live stream last night. Oh my god! He goes on for hours and hours and hours on end because he's paid for it. And next thing you know, I've seen he's live, and I click on it, and he's passed out drunk in his chair. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, well, there's some people they do what they call a silent live stream, and they'll put a picture up of something, and they'll go to bed. And people will come in and watch it. It gives them watch hours. And if there's anybody else in the chat, you talk back and forth. I've got into a couple of those. Sometimes I'll have the camera on fish swimming around, which I enjoy watching fish swim. I think it's relaxing. as long as you know that's what you're entering, you enter in for however long you want to enter, then you bounce back out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't stay in silent live streams too long, although there's I won't say who, but there's a person that knows that I'll get into a live stream, tell them I'm going to bed, and let it play in the background. I just turn the sound off so I can't hear it, and I go to bed. But if I get up, they're still going fine. If I get up, they're shut down. I turn my computer off, do whatever I'm going to do. Usually, I got to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I'm an old man. And if they're still going, like I said, I'll leave it running. If they're not, I turn it off, turn the computer off, and go back to bed.
No, walk by the camera naked.
Well, no, they can't see me because I got my camera. This covers up the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever my camera's not on, I cover it up with this. Mine's an external camera.
Yep.
There you go. You can't see me. I turn my camera off. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I just take it off. I just put that up there. There's no outside control of my camera. There's no motor on it, so you can't move the camera around. I had to talk about scammers earlier. I had a scammer send me a thing saying, "Oh, I got pictures of you, while you're doing this stuff because you clicked on something that gave me access to your computer and I control your camera. I know what you've been doing." And Mac Daddy's here. All right, Mac Daddy, how you doing, man?
Oh, not good, but I'm here.
Are you back home?
What?
Well, you said you were home, so you're still home, right?
I'm still home, but my cataracts have taken out my vision almost all the way.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But are they going to be able to operate on it?
Well, I found somebody that can see me January 4th and maybe operate in February.
Oh, good.
But that's a
it's bad
nightmare.
that you have to go that long, but it's good that you can get in there. Because, man, sometimes it takes forever to get in to see a specialist.
Well, around here, most places are 6 or 7 months for cataract surgery.
Yes, Alvy, it's you that I do that for.
But I wanted to stop by.
I was just saying that I sometimes will turn the sound off and leave somebody's live stream going. And obviously, isn't it me, Sir Larry? Yes, it's Elvie. I do that for. I'll turn her live stream on, let her know that I'm going to bed, and leave it play in the background. I just turn the sound off and go to bed, and let her. She helps me out in so many ways, and so I like to help her out any way I can. So, and I need to do that with a few more. There's a couple others that have been helping me out quite a bit. Larice, Des, there's a couple of them. And ABCM especially, and LV and Larice, those three help me out a lot. Lady and Charmaine have shared a few of my videos. So I'm really thankful to all of them. I'm not going to try to name everybody. Oh, yeah, like I said, they tried to threaten me. And like I said, even if I don't have my camera on, they can't turn it on remotely. If my, it just, yeah.
They sound Indian?
Huh?
Did they sound Indian?
Oh, it was just a letter trying to get you to link on something so they can, blackmail you. And once you probably linked on that, they probably could see inside your computer.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "My name is and I've been watching you for months, and if you don't, they're basically saying whatever's been going on, they're going to send to all your family and friends." It's like, go ahead. If you got anything, send it. I'm 70 years old. You think I really give a rat's ass? Excuse my French. But I know they don't have anything because, like I said, they can't see my camera. I don't go on this computer and look at porn. So you have nothing on me. I know better. And I have nothing against porn. I don't. But like I said, I'm 70 years old. My sex drive is almost non-existent. So what do I want to go look at something that's not going to help me any?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Soldier down.
yeah. And maybe it'll come back up after I lose enough weight and get in better shape. That's always a possibility. But I'm not going to sit here and go, oh my God, you have nothing. If you do, send it out. I don't care. I'm not paying you a damn dime.
In the Philippines, you could buy Viagra and Cialis right on the street.
Yeah, like I said, but right now I'm not dating anybody. So I'm single. It just doesn't make sense to worry about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, if I meet somebody, maybe I'll try that stuff and see if it works. Because
I've never used
I'm
it.
still, like I said, you're a lot younger than I am. I never used it back at that age either. We can go back 20 years, even 15, even 10 years ago, probably. Been all right. But what I'm saying is, right now, why am I? There's no sense worried about it if you're not dating somebody.
Hey, you want to have
I
some
still
fun
find
with it?
yeah.
You want to have some fun with it? Next time you got to go through an airport, like one of them checkpoints,
Yeah.
take it before you go and
Proper
request a pat
Viagra.
down.
You start groping you.
Take it before you go and request a pat down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, I mean, I still find women attractive. Yes, I still think about sex. I'm not going to lie about it, but I'm not involved. So there's no sense trying to see if Viagra or Cialis or whatever that other brand is, if it works or not. What am I going to do? Take it, get hard on, and just sit there going, no, wonder how long it's going to last.
I went to Jamaica years ago. I think I was back 26 or something. Went on my honeymoon, and I got groped by this TSA woman.
Yeah.
She's like a basketball player. She's tall, and she kept grabbing my junk. I'm like, oh man, stop! What is this? It's my, kept doing it over and over, and I'm like, I'm getting fondled.
Well, you gotta warn them if they keep playing with that pistol, it might go off.
Right. For 2 days in a row, I couldn't do nothing. Just the thought of that just keeps, lingering in my mind.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, some things can turn you off. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm. A friend of mine bought a shirt and wears it when he flies. It says, "It's not gay if it's TSA."
So I gave it to I don't know if I want to go through the pat down or the scanner.
Mm.
Take the Viagra, get the pat down. What the hell?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, keep searching. Yeah.
Especially if she's good looking. Yeah. Like I said, I still find women attractive. I'm not gonna lie. But
I used to get pet down by a man. I'm like, oh god, this is horrible.
Oh, that would be. Hey, buddy, I don't swing that way.
You're right. I go through that scanner. You put your hands up, and they always find something to search. And there's nothing.
No, you gotta stand up and get back in the bed.
But like I said, though, I whacked off all my hair there, Jack. I just did that tonight.
I need to redo mine.
Well, mine was getting a little long, and I cut it shorter than I normally do. And this is all not quite, but it's just very little stubs.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost Andy. Something happened. And I didn't think so. He must have took himself down. Something must be going on. Hey, Half-Wit, how you doing, man? Good day. But I decided to whack the hair off. It was getting too long. And I decided to take it down shorter than I ever taken it before. Well, I've actually taken it shorter than this. I actually took a razor one time and shaved it. That was 20, well over 25 years ago, but less than 30. I lost a bet to somebody, and
Oh boy.
and so Retro's here. Hey, Retro, how you doing, man?
Retro.
I just gotta adjust my camera.
I have one if you want. Come on up, man. We like having people come up and talk to us. But so like I said, I lost the bet. I took a razor and shaved it all down, and then I took a razor blade and shaved it off. I mean, I took it right down to bare skin. And I grew it all back. And this is back when I actually had hair up in here, which that's almost so thin now it's ridiculous. But
start growing a mullet. Start growing a mullet.
I can grow a mullet. That's no problem. The mullet's no problem. I got plenty of hair on the sides and the back. It's from about here forward that gets real thin.
Hey, Larry.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah. Look in the front, party in the back. Well, you got there, Retro? I didn't see it.
Hold on, I gotta make sure my comments open. These are promotional Beanie Babies for the Ronald McDonald's House.
Oh, those are old. Now, the
1999.
Beanie Babies are old. You find a collector, you can probably get money for those.
1999. I collected all 4.
Okay.
Nice.
If you look at the back, there's only 4 that you have to collect. I have all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like I said,
You look on
find-
eBay, see how much they're going for.
Sure, I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, because I bet you those are. One will be worth more than the others, but all 4 together be probably worth quite a bit too.
Mm-hmm.
To collectors.
I'll look it up. Give me a sec.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
All right.
I found those just sitting in the toy section at the Salvation Army we have here in Rochester.
The heck? I remember it was back in the 90s, people were just get all the soccer moms out there getting what is it, Happy Meals just for the Beanie Babies.
That's what I said. There's people I bet you would collect those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a McDonald's collector, retro McDonald's collector. I collect anything McDonald's. So I have a bunch of McDonald's cups out here that were from the retro days. So
Well, some people want them because they're Beanie Babies, because they had the regular Beanie Babies too.
Mm-hmm.
let's see.
At one time, the Beanie Babies were a very popular toy.
I'll be right back.
I'm sorry, Layla, I'm taking up your show here, but I just gotta look
That's
it up.
all right. That's all right. This, you know good and well. This is what
I'm
I
just
do.
trying to figure out how would I look those up.
Google.
Maybe add the year. Hello, halfway. How you doing?
Just go Google how much McDonald's Beanie Babies are worth. McDonald's Beanie Babies. Just look that up. That should tell you something. Hello. Somebody just walked by. Probably didn't hear me anyway. It wasn't Jack. Somebody else walked by. Some female.
Oh boy. Hope nobody can
Hey
hear
Jerry,
that.
how you doing, man?
Oh my goodness.
Jerry's in Manila right now. Jerry, if you can, come on up.
DJ's kid out there.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little more.
Yeah, tomorrow we're supposed to be getting rain, but I'm going to do my laundry tomorrow. I forget. I'll do it in the morning.
Well, there are people. Let me look at the solds.
Now,
Let
it's
me look
supposed
at
to
the
be.
sold-
It's supposed to be in the 50s, almost to 60 tomorrow.
sold-
Are you at the airport? Are you getting ready to come home then, Jerry, or did you just get to the airport?
Sold.
I guess it's raining where Halfwit's at. Now, Halfwit, you're over either in Australia or New Zealand, right? You're in one of the two, I believe.
I would have to say, given the different listings. Given the different listings, they would have to go for about, if they were all together, $10 to $30, because it's between that range of pricing.
Well, remember now, yours are still in the package.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what I
So
said.
it's going to be the more expensive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what they are on the listings.
Okay, they're showing an open package. All right, because like I
Yeah,
said,
so
toys still
I
in the
mean,
package are worth a
there
lot
is
more money.
one. There was one that was sold because it was printed, a misprint. I find it. Yeah, here it is. A Maple the Bear TYB Baby Ronald McDonald House Series, and it's 1997. And it was a 2-tag error or a misprint,
Yeah.
and it went $2,000. It sold.
Oh.
Hey, Beth, welcome.
Wow.
I'm literally
I
looking
went
at
to New
folds.
Zealand. That's
I'm
why I was
literally
thinking
looking
you
at
was over that
folds
area.
right now.
Now, halfway, like I said, here in the eastern part of New York, eastern part of the country, they're calling for rain tomorrow, which is our Sunday. It's another 4 hours. It'll be Sunday here, but they're calling for rain. But it's supposed to be between like upper 50s to around 60 degrees, and so that makes like I said, unless it's a downpour, I'll do my laundry in the morning, get it done. And then in the afternoon, I'll just kick back and watch TV. I'll watch football, American football.
But
I got to specify that because a lot of people don't think American football is football. They call we call soccer football.
Well, Larry, I'm going to show them off one by one. This is the American bear of the bunch. It's called Glory. It's the McDonald's Glory Bear.
Yeah.
That was 99 cents at the thrift. But all of them were 99 cents each. This is the Irish one.
Well, I'm going to tell you, before you sell them off, make sure there's not a misprint, because if it's a misprint, like you said, it could be worth a lot more money.
Well, I'm not selling them. That's the thing. It's staying in my collection because these are part of my childhood.
Yeah.
And then there's Britannia, the British bear.
Yeah, the Britain bear. The British.
The British are coming.
And then we have the Canada bear, the Maple Canadian bear.
All right.
All 4 bears I found at the thrift just sitting there. It's like, dang, someone just donated their whole collection.
Yeah.
Which is a rarity in itself when it comes to these.
What could have happened was whoever had the collection moved away, they broke up or passed away, something like that. And so the people didn't want to keep it as a reminder.
Well, I said that because I asked the cashier lady. I'm not making this up. I asked the cashier lady, who donated this? And the woman said it's actually kind of a funny story. the woman said, the cashier lady said that a woman came in donating the stuff because it belonged to one of her elders that was collecting McDonald's stuff and basically passed away. And that's how it ended up there. And according to the cashier lady, that was the last of the collection that was in that store. Everyone bought everything else but left those.
Well, yeah. So they liquidated the estate, and that was why
Yeah,
it was left.
probably, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if they sold everything else, that's what they were doing. They were liquidating her estate, either to pay her bills or her relatives just said, "Hey, look, sell everything, and we'll split the money." They pay the selling house or the auctioneers.
Well,
Whoever
there's
takes care of that, and then they split the money what's left with them among the family.
oh yeah. Well, these were donated because these were at the Salvation Army.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though that was what left, so they didn't sell it. So they said, "Well, we'll get rid of it."
Yeah, fair.
I've heard stories of people getting clothes from like Goodwill or Salvation Army, like pants and stuff, and find money.
Yeah, I've heard those stories too.
I also have a Rugrats VHS. I was showing off on my stream today because I was playing Rugrats Scavenger Hunt for the N64, and I decided to show on my close viewers my VHS because it's Rugrats, and I was playing a Rugrats game. So I'm seriously thinking that I want to play the Rugrats in Paris, the movie video game on the N64, but do it live. So,
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I need opinions here.
You
Well,
do you.
Well, you know your followers better than we do. If you think they would enjoy it, go for it.
Yeah.
Well, I meant
I
the
mean, your followers like retro stuff, so
Larry, I mean the symbolism. Is it good to match it with the VHS that's also Rugrats Scavenger Hunt, or does that sound a little too cliche?
I couldn't tell you. I would think it'd be okay.
Jack, what do you think?
Since Jack thinks it'd be
I'll do it.
okay. Because you got to remember now, your viewers turn in because they like the retro stuff.
Yeah.
And so that,
And I did want to update you guys about something. God bless my neighbor. Because I literally had just gone over there just to have a conversation where, like I do every Saturday. And this blessed Italiana woman says, "Hey, I'm going shopping. I'm going to get a piece of paper and a pen. Make yourself a list of what you want for groceries, and I'll get them for you." At first, I'm like, no, you do not have to do that. I'm not presumptuous like that. She goes
Wagyu
that.
steaks.
Then she drops a ball on me. She says, "Look, you have helped us throughout the winter, throughout the fall, throughout the summer, and also throughout the spring, every single season of every year you've been here." So she told me if I was you, Zach, make that list and don't worry about it.
that's cool.
I came home with the groceries she had bought me virtually in tears. I called my mother. I called my friends, Blake and Zork. And I was virtually in tears. Because the bags were heavy. They were full of goods. And I just never have had that happen before. So
You got blessed. By helping others, you got it returned.
yeah, and it's not every day that you have someone just sit there and say, "Hey, I'll go shopping for it if you want." So, and I think she's still considering giving me the gift card for Christmas that I told you guys about.
Yeah.
And even if she doesn't, I don't care. I got my groceries. I'm happy.
Mingay, how you doing, Mingay? And Halfwit
Hello,
says awesome.
Hello, Mingay.
Halfwit says awesome, retro.
Yeah, Halfwit, that is awesome. Jack, you okay, Bubba?
Oh, there you go.
I'm just trying to block out some sound in the background that I don't want people hearing.
Oh,
I
is that
can't
the
stand
dog?
it. No,
Is it the dog?
it's we'll say a special kid outside.
Okay, gotcha.
And someone brings the kid over here and it screams and yells. I'm like, oh my, I can't take it. I can hear
Gotcha.
it through my headphones.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. I helped another neighbor today put their Christmas lights up, and they have a little 2-year-old. I can't say his
Mhm.
name due to video consent laws, but this little 2-year-old comes over. She's like, "Here you go," and hands me the hook, one of the hooks I need to put up the lights. I'm like, "Thanks, brother." I had one. I had one in my hand, another type of hook I didn't need. So I said, "Here, I'll trade you." And then he gave me the hook I need. He's like, "Thank you." I'm like, "No, thank you." I'm really good with children for some reason.
Yeah.
Huh.
I get along with them, but I can't say I'm real good.
I'm real good with children, and it must be my big, tall, giant complex. It has to be, right? My BFG complex. You know what that stands for, Larry?
Yeah.
What does BFG stand for?
Big freaking giant.
No, big friendly giant.
I said freaking.
Well, I'm considered the big friendly giant of my neighborhood. So
All right. I like my word better.
yeah, well, it's funny because my housemate will hear me coming down the stairs, and the stairs will be vibrating because I'm just stepping down the stairs, and then one of the people will say, "Oh, Zach's up."
You can't sneak up on anybody.
Yeah, that's why I don't go down to join my housemate for smoke breaks anymore early in the morning because I tend to not be light-footed. So, not to mention, I have a size 14 and a half foot. I just found out I might be
Jeebus.
6'1" for height.
And I'm about 5'8" and I only wear about a size 10.
I just
6 foot. You got 12.
Yeah, I might be 6'1" because there's a guy in my neighborhood who's 6 foot and I'm taller than him. So
Well, both my brothers, my older brother and my younger brother, both were around 5'11", maybe 6 foot. And my
And
dad was about 6'4". I's the shorty, folks.
not to mention, I might be like maybe just about 200 pounds, both with muscle
To be
mass and
200
weight
pounds
itself.
again, I would love that.
Like I'm both probably 200 pounds with both muscle mass and weight itself between my beer gut and whatever's left over.
Like I said, I would be happy at 200 pounds.
Dude, I'm considered a bulky giant. I had a kid look up at me when I was in line at Cumberland Farms, which is a convenience store. Yeah, I see that there, Larry. I was in line at a convenience store. A kid turns around, looks at my shoes, looks up at me, and goes, "Whoa!" I
Are
said,
those
"What?"
clown shoes?
I looked at him and I'm like, "What's the matter, buddy? You never seen a giant before?" He's like, "No, not as tall as you." I said, "That's okay, bud." I told him to face forward and get his stuff that he was coming to get, so others can get in line. Yeah, I'm typically a gentleman, even though I'm a giant. I'm a giant gentleman, if you will, GG.
All right. I'm a lazy blank. Starts with A.
Well, hence the name Lazy Larry, right?
I took my lazy arse upstairs and got me a lighter.
Well, I think I've earned my beer gut at least for tonight until it disappears overnight. But take a look.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'll trade you guts.
I'm working on it. Not
I'll trade you
literally
guts anytime
working
you
on
want.
it, but you know, I had eaten so much today because I was hangry today, guys.
Like I said, I ate basically 2 chicken breasts. They were cut in tenders, as they call them, chicken tenders.
Huh? That's what.
I had that,
Right,
and
that's
then
what-
I had some vegetables: the cauliflower, the broccoli, the carrots. The healthier for diabetics, the healthier vegetables. Corn and peas and stuff like that are not very healthy for me. Too many sugars in them, or too many
Well,
carbohydrates.
I'll tell you that much, buddy. Last night, or was it last night? No, it was the night before. I had bought some chicken tendies from. That's what us youngsters call them: chicken tendies, whatever.
Yeah, chicken tenders.
Either way, chicken tenders. I had bought some from Macbeth, and the funny part is it said buffalo chicken tenders on it. And the woman looks at me and says, "Sir, you know these aren't all buffalo laced. Do you want to get a new one?" I says, "What's wrong with those ones?" She said, "Well, it says buffalo and they're not all buffalo. Is that a problem?" I'm like, "No, it's not a problem. I'm going to eat it anyway. It's going down and out." So I made her laugh. So I don't really care. It's $4 and no extra change. So
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, I like chicken. Hello.
believe it or not, chicken, like breaded chicken, is literally how I got overweight one year.
Well, breaded chicken is not as good as
Battered.
skinless. Skinless, boneless, because, like I said, I'm diabetic. So you add the breaded or the batter to it, it adds more carbohydrates.
To be
Chicken itself doesn't really have. I don't know if it has any carbohydrates.
fair, I prefer just the skin.
Yeah.
Because let's get real here, I have bad teeth, and having to crunch into that hard shell of batter,
Yeah.
oof, cross my heart.
I like crispy chicken. I'm sorry, I like it crispy.
Like,
I don't have the
crispy,
skin.
like the skin.
Like you go to country fried chicken. I want the extra crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Now you gotta get me to do it, buddy. Super crispy.
crispy.
Baja, Jerry. I don't know if I said that right or not.
Or how about this one, Jack, from the scary movie? I don't know, not the comedy one, like a scary movie I once saw a clip of. And then the guy's in the stall, he's like, "Hello, I'm Joe Crispy."
What about
What we
Texas
have
Chainsaw
here-
Massacre?
Was it that? Was that
Texas
it?
Chainsaw Massacre. You ever see that one? There's 2 of them.
No, but I think
It's been a long time.
But that's based on a true story.
Oh yeah, I have heard stories.
Did you know
that
that?
it's based on a true
So
story.
there's a family that ran a slaughterhouse, and they ran out of people, so they'd kill these people, grind them up, and sell them as food.
Oh yeah.
There's one guy he'd kill people, and he had this little, I don't call it a stall or whatever. It's like street food vendor or whatever, selling hamburgers.
Yeah,
And it was people.
Well, so he'd hang this guy. I don't know if it was a family or not. I can't remember. It's been so many years ago. We're talking back in the 70s. He would take these people and hang them up on meat hooks because it was a slaughterhouse. And when they kind of went out of business, and he started killing whenever people would stop by, he'd kill people. I think they also dug up freshly dead, buried people. Well, I'm not sure about that, but there was these kids broke down there. And one of them escaped. That's how they caught him. They escaped. And,
So I forgot what serial killer it was that just abduct people and kill them and throw them under his house.
Oh, that was John Wayne Gacy.
Mm-hmm.
I know that
Chicago, Illinois. He used to dress up as a clown,
Mm-hmm.
and he abducted these young boys and killed him and buried him under his house. He did something like 30 some of them before they caught him.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, and then there was Jeffrey Dahmer who like ate
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was a remember the FBI had that raid and the house caught on fire and all those people burned up. That was after Jeffrey Dahmer got caught and was in prison. And the old joke was Jeffrey Dahmer escaped, but they caught him down there. I can't remember the name of the place. He showed up down there at the where that raid took place with barbecue sauce.
Oh no.
That was a sick joke. But he was killed in prison.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't say I blame the person that killed him. I'm not gonna lie.
But now that I'm trying to think, was his name Spock? The one that killed all those nurses?
Fuck.
Yeah. He was a merchant mariner, and he broke into this house with all these nurses, and he was killing them. And one of them was able to hide well enough that he didn't find her. I want to say she was a Filipina who got away, and that's how they caught him because he thought he had them all, but she got away and was able to report it. Who it was.
I saw that crime story.
Yeah, but that's a true crime story. That happened.
That was on a program called A Crime to Remember.
Yeah.
It was a woman of Asian descent.
I want to say she was Filipino.
Well, either way.
But that's Asian descent as well as Hispanic, the Polynesian type. Descent.
She was foreign, we'll say that. And she and a bunch of other people were in like what you're saying. That's the same crime story.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's a true crime story. Now, there was another guy. Now, this one took place in my hometown, and between my hometown and Chicago, there was a guy that was killing people. He was homosexual. He was killing homosexuals. And his name was Larry Eiler. If I remember right, Eller, something like that. Larry Eller. And now this is a kid I went to school with. I didn't know him, but we went to school together.
Oh boy.
But anyway, they killed this, I want to say, kid named Jeff Bridges or something up in Chicago is what really got him onto him. And they cut him up and threw him out in the trash. They found the body. But he was going up and down between Terre Haute and Chicago, torturing gay men and killing them. And he was gay himself.
Like Dahmer?
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, they would tie him up and stab him and cut him up and kill him and all that stuff. Now, but Jerry, come on back up. What happened to you, buddy? I think it was Jerry. It was hi from the Philippines.
If you have Netflix, look up Dahmer. There's a little movie on there about him.
Yeah. But anyway, they tried another guy, and I won't. He was a librarian at Indiana State University. I had him for library science class. It was an older guy, and they tried him for being accomplished with Larry Eiler. I will say this: both of them were named Larry. Really bad reputation for my name, but he was not found guilty.
I'm not coming over to your house.
I'm not either.
Jack.
Anyway,
yeah,
he was found not
guys,
guilty.
I forgot to tell you. One of the grocery things she bought me, Jack, remember that quote you always do about the Frank's Red Hot?
Uh-huh.
Look what she got me.
Oh, yeah.
Red Hot.
I put that on everything.
Yeah.
I put that
Red Hot.
on everything.
Yeah.
I still got
Well, I didn't put it on
3/4 of a gallon left.
I didn't put everything on everything I had today, but I made a special dish. It's like a jambalaya situation. A nice little jambalaya
Yeah.
made with some sort. What's the twirly pasta? I think it's called Rizzi or Ziti.
Rotini.
Rotini, yeah, rotini. And I made it with the tomato sauce, a couple of chicken broth, corned beef hash, and then to give it the meat sauce. And I just stirred it up, nuked it in the microwave because this is all non-perishable stuff. And I added a little bit, not too much, a touch of Frank's Red Hot, and came out really well. That's why my belly's so full, because I ate a ton of it. It was really good. And this will be the first actual dish I've made versus something I just threw together. So
Frank's Red Hot.
Durkee Frank's
and I went,
hot sauce is the best, according to Tim.
Yeah. Yep.
yes, Tim, Frank's Red Hot. I'm going to have to consider buying this from now on.
I'll be right back.
And not to mention, Larry, I had bacon today. Something
like bacon.
I never get to have.
I don't eat it very often. It's a lot of fat.
Because I literally don't have a way to cook it. So on my list, I said fully cooked bacon, and I ate that bacon. Where's the box? I think this is it. Yep. Fully cooked bacon, and I ate it today for a snack. So
I like bacon, believe me.
oh,
I don't
trust
eat it
me,
very,
I
I don't
missed
eat it
it.
very often because it's not good for me. But I do.
I'm
like
not gonna lie, I missed bacon. I really did miss my bacon.
Guess
Oh,
what
it's
that
got
is?
there, buddy.
I just had eggs. I had an egg.
Oh God, it comes in a gallon too. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, they come in
Yep.
large. You like your hot sauce, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Hot one-
A
hot
friend of
one
mine
good game,
at
too.
I seen a friend of mine at the restaurant with it's Gunny's All American Burger. He's a retired Marine,
Yeah.
and he has it stuff. He's like, Jack, gonna buy some? I'm like, hell yeah.
Well, I buy Asian hot sauce is what I buy.
Where's
It's hard to find like American stuff here sometimes, but there's a new not restaurant, but a new place like a Sam's Club
Yeah.
out here. They have like all kinds of stuff from back home.
Yeah.
Is that Landers?
Yep.
Okay. Well, like I said,
I bought a membership to SNR to a place that's not even open yet.
those are
It's
the
supposed to
places to
open
go to get your American stuff.
I think it's supposed to open up in February or something like that.
Yeah. You probably got it a lot
So-
cheaper by buying it now than when they open.
So, along with the regular foods that this neighbor got me, she also got what was on my list. But she did. Okay, so you guys, like, Jack's seen me make my coffee in the morning with the mochaccino and stuff. Okay? Jack has seen me make my cup of coffee because Jack has been either live with me on my channel or I've woken up and joined his or Michael's. And I made a cup of coffee. Jack, you know those little packets of hot cocoa mix you have to shake like this? You've seen me open one of those, right? To put in my coffee, remember? Well, I don't have to do that mostly for a while because Miss Jennifer, she doesn't mind me saying her name on here. She's already given me permission to say her name on YouTube, but to call her Miss Jennifer. That's her alias situation. Anyway,
And Tim says you have to get the large size because it isn't easy to find.
either way, I don't know. This is the creamer she got me. Caramel mochaccino. No, wait. Caramel macchiato, actually.
Okay. I don't
That's
use
a
creamer.
powdered creamer.
I drink my
And
coffee
this,
black.
my
No
friend.
sugar, no cream.
This is the hot cocoa thing she got me. I said, "Look, Jennifer, you're a saint." And I
like a
love
Swiss,
you.
it's like Swiss Miss.
It's great value, actually, because I love anything that is cheap and affordable for anyone, not just myself. And then on top of that, she got me coffee filters, which you don't need to see those because they're just coffee filters. And then, of course, the last thing, I think one of the things here she got me is my own little sugar pourer. Instead of having to scoop it out of my tin, it has a special lid. So,
Hmm.
and I owned one of these before when my mom just gave me one of her used ones. But this is awesome, dude. I am so glad there are still good people in the world, man.
It's
Oh, yeah.
it's more convenient.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Instead of possibly getting carpal tunnel trying to scoop, especially when the sugar gets clumped up and hardened
Hmm.
Yeah.
into a rock of sugar, and you have to scrape it and try to get it to regranulate, and then pour in your coffee. So, really a struggle when it does that. To be fair, I've never had a caramel macchiato situation. I've never even had a macchiato, to be fair.
To be fair, I've never even heard of it.
I only know what that says because I've heard people say it. I know that doesn't say mochaccino because there's a T before the O.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to wake up in the morning so I can start singing the best part of waking up.
Is Folgers in your cup?
There's a red horse in your cup.
I drank
This
Maxwell
will
House
be
myself.
okay.
I drink Maxwell House myself.
Yeah, I tried Maxwell House. It tended to hurt my stomach. That did.
I don't know if I can get Folgers in. I probably could, but I've not been able to see it in K-Cups.
And
Well,
Maxwell House, I get in
had
K-Cups, and
I have espresso in here.
see.
It's a mix.
There's my coffee pot for in here. And there's my Maxwell House
moved
K-Cup
mine
right next
because
to it.
I moved mine because I didn't need it earlier. But I have a Mr. Coffee pot. I have two Mr. Coffee
I got a
pots.
Mr. Coffee pot myself that I make my coffee to take to work. But when I drink coffee at home, I do the K-Cup because I can make it by the cup. If I only want one cup, then that's all I get. But when I take it to work, I make about 10 cups of coffee at one time, which is about 36 ounces of coffee.
So
36 to 34. Not 36. 36 to 34. Yeah. No, 38 of them.
Very no offense. You're giving me a headache with all these numbers, man.
But, well,
I'm just kidding with you, buddy.
well, my coffee containers that I take the coffee to work in are 17-ounce coffee containers.
17-ounce coffee container. So that
So
would
it's
be
actually 32 to 34 ounces I take. Now, when I drink at home, it can be anywhere from 12 to 36. Today, I had 36 ounces of coffee.
be wired all day.
Nah.
Well, I've got
I had that in the morning.
Mexicana coffee. Actually, the coffee I buy is Puerto Rican coffee.
Mm.
Now, Jack, when I was your age, I was drinking 2 to 3 pots of coffee a day.
Oh
I
boy.
could never do that, man.
And I can lay down afterwards and go right to sleep.
I could do 2 cups of coffee a day.
I drink anywhere
my
from
mother. It's funny you say you can handle all that coffee. I used to be able to handle a whole pot of coffee a day.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I just found out that my mother had told me something about my heart that I didn't know that was there the whole time. Yeah. I have a device to my heart from when I was 5 years old. it's a artificial heart valve, and my mom was telling me about it. They have a card in their wallets or whatever that they show to a airline thing to let them know if the the metal detector goes off.
Yeah.
That's the artificial heart valve going off. So.
Yeah.
Do you have a card? Do you have a card you keep in your wallet for that?
I don't. My mother does because I'm not allowed to leave the country or other places.
It should be with you.
I know.
Because if they try to shove you through a metal detector, you can possibly die from that.
Well, no, it's non-lethal.
No.
My ex-wife's grandpa has a card because he's got a pacemaker. Or had a pacemaker.
And he doesn't have a pacemaker. He's got an artificial valve.
Mm-hmm.
Artificial valve. It's
now
just
my younger brother was born with what they call a heart murmur, which is like a little hole in the heart. But they say, they said don't worry about it because as young as he was, they say they usually outgrow it, which he did. But as you grow, the hole I guess closes up as you grow. But as far as I know, I've never had any problems, with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now I knew a guy when I was in junior high and high school, not grade school, junior high and high school. He had a metal plate in his head because of an accident when they had to put a metal plate in his head. So this is back in the 60s and 70s, which wouldn't have been a big deal back then. They didn't really use metal detectors for flying or anything like that. But if he's still alive, because he was older than I am, he'd be in his 70s, if not 80 or 80s. He's mid to upper 70s to low 80s, somewhere near. Now, if he traveled, he'd have to have one of those cards saying, "Hey, look, I have a metal plate in my head. That's what's going to set this off." And so I have to take a metal scanner and keep it below his head and check all that. That's why they would do that metal detector. They wouldn't go up near his head because it would set it off.
Actually, when I had to go to court one day, I had to go to a metal detector. I literally set off the metal detector.
Yeah.
And Graham didn't tell me why it got set off until recently. So.
Okay. Well, see, where I worked, then you'd be setting it off all the time. If you have that card, that would get you out of it. I shouldn't say all the time. It depends on how sensitive it is, how much metal you have, because it would take. Ours is not so sensitive that it would detect that by itself, but the other metal with you might set it off together, everything together. Because I go through, sometimes I have no problems. I wear my glasses are metal and stuff like that. But then there's other times I'll go through and and I have to go take everything out of my pockets and stuff, and then go get scanned again. It all depends. I don't know if it's random or if it's just you go through and everybody goes through and gets more sensitive and more sensitive. But yeah, even though I'm security, I have to go through the metal detectors. That's just the way it is where I work. Everybody goes through it.
It's funny. It's funny. Away from the place, headphones on. Jack.
I didn't do it.
It's funny about like air spray catnip. Because I was watching a video of this woman's Jaguar in a zoo situation. She sprayed catnip. Like spray catnip, not the type you glitter around. And she sprayed it. And literally this Jaguar started sniffing it and rolling in it. I'm like, so it does work on big cats.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just catnip, it's actual catnip.
Yeah, it gets all over.
Try doing that with a lion.
Oh, they did that with Lion 2 in one video, and it works.
Oh man.
Especially
Yeah.
with the lionesses, given the fact that they don't have that mane in the way.
You could probably like, go to Africa and safaris and stuff, and just bring a whole bunch of that with you and just spray.
There
You'd be
is a
safe.
guy.
You'd be safe.
There is a
Protected.
guy I watch on YouTube Shorts, and he has 2 wolves that he helps take care of at a what do you call it? Aquarium, not aquarium.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary, yeah, zoo sanctuary. There's 2 wolves, and they're both a girl and a boy. And the boy wolf typically is more vocal, and he growls like that, and I'm like, huh, a very vocal wolf, and he.
Oh, kitty.
I watched a video recently of a woman with a serval. I don't know if you guys know what a serval is.
Mhm.
It's a semi-big cat. It's like not as big as a lion, but not as small as a cat. So
Oh man.
Sounds like the dogs are going crazy.
Neighbors' dogs they don't feed. The kid outside just been wailing for about an hour now.
Well,
sounds like a kid.
Needs some medication.
But yeah, anyway, this guy's cat is called a karat. It was a serval and a caracal, which are 2 types of medium-sized cats. The woman was laying with the serval on the couch, and the guy was holding the caracal in his hand. It was so cute. The caracal was going meow meow, and the caracal went like that's how they meow.
That goat.
I'm like, what? I'm like, what the heck is kind of the meow is this? I had to play it. I had to rewind it and play it again.
Bella, hello.
Well, guys, I gotta get going because it's that time. I gotta go relax and get ready to digest this food.
I understand that. Take care now.
You heat it back
I'm
up.
literally stuffed to the brim in my stomach. Yeah. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Now, girls, is Elvie doing her live stream yet?
Is LB here? Because I was just about to go to that.
She was here, but the girls are all saying hi, Elvie, so it's making me think that they were at Elvie's and they came here and said hi.
I'll still do it. LV.
And oh, by the way, next Saturday night, we're here in the States, Sunday morning in the Philippines, is Elvie's birthday celebration, the 17th. So we want to make sure
Jack, I'm really sorry I
say
didn't mean to do that with the VHS really close to the mic. I'm sorry I didn't realize the VHS was going out. I was doing this.
Okay. But
I got fidgety. I'll catch you guys later. Merry Christmas and happiness down.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hopefully we'll see you before Christmas.
Either way, I live long and prosper, my dudes.
All right. Take care now.
You too. God bless.
God bless.
See ya. Now I gotta multitask here.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this one. I want to see if Elvie's doing it, hers, and I'll probably just play it in the background again because I'll be going to bed here pretty soon. It's about my bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I worked at 7 to 3. I get up around 5 in the morning now. I I stay up a little later sometimes on the weekends. But I go to bed around 9 o'clock at night now. So
I used to wake up about 5:15 when I was back home, and I'd go out to go McDonald's, get my breakfast, and then go to work by like 5:45. It's still dark. Eat my food, clock in.
I get up a little after 5, get cleaned up. I take off from my house about 6 o'clock. I get to work a little about 6:40, 6:30, 6:40, depends on how quick I get away from the house. Grab my lunch. If I didn't take it in with me. If I did, I'll go grab some chips, and because I usually buy at least a bag of chips to go with my lunch. And then it's about a 10-minute walk from the main post to my post. And wow. I don't like to be late, so I try to take off about 15 to 20 minutes before I have to be there to get there plenty of time. And then usually I'll let the other guy go early. Like I said, I am the supervisor, so I just tell them to wait till the right time and sign out up front. Because, like I said, the walk will get them up there at the time they got to sign out. I had one guy ask me, I said, yeah, I tell them to do that. They got a 10-minute walk to get there, so we'll just wait till they get there and sign out. And that way it doesn't show that they left early. They still get paid their 40 hours. I sit right there and sign out right at the right time, but that's me. I don't make anybody else do that. Now, if they want to, someone will sit there and talk with me when I relieve them until time for them to go. And hey, Ed, welcome there, buddy. And if you want to drop your link, you got to do the L's without the hi. And we're getting close to time to end this one, Ed. He's saying hi, Jack.
Hello.
Yeah, we're getting close to my bedtime, Ed. I go to bed around 9 o'clock now. That I'm working 7 to 3 because I don't get up right at 7. I mean, it usually takes me a little while to climb out of bed. And then I got to take my shower, brush my teeth, and all that good, happy stuff, and make my coffee. And so I take off from my house around 6, and I get to work around 6:25 to 6:30, depending on traffic. Then I get everything together at work, and about 6:40 to 6:45, I leave the main post and walk to where I work. Like I said, it's about a 10-minute walk. Because I don't rush. I'm not running to get back there. I'll just take my time. I don't.
You probably feel tired as heck, like when you clock out and you got to make that 10-minute walk back to the car.
Yeah. Well, it helps me get my steps in. Like, not today. Today I didn't do almost anything. I doubt if I got 1,000 steps in today. I never left the apartment. Yesterday, I try to get 6,000 or more steps a day. And when I'm working, I usually get around 7. Well, yesterday I got over 10,000 with work, and I didn't go anywhere else. I was just strictly at work. That's because I went in early and I did a round. Well, when I did the round, that was almost 4,000 steps by itself. Just do it. It's called the Green Mile for a reason. Okay, it takes you about a mile all the way around that building. If you walk, which is what I walk all the way around the building when I'm on round. Then I have to go out to the gatehouse, which is where I work, and there's a couple places out there when you're on round. You got a couple keys where the buttons. You hold your phone up to the button, and it beeps and lets them know that you were there at what time. And there's one in the bathroom out there, and there's one in the gatehouse itself where I work. So, and then you walk back in. So you get over 4,000 steps just doing the round. And there's some guys will do both rounds, so they're getting over 8,000 steps, not doing nothing else. And so, like I said, I got over 10,000 steps because I usually get at least 6. And I didn't walk that much yesterday outside of that round. I walked a little bit, but no more than I really had to because I was just tired. And so, like I said last night, it was like about 6:45. It's like, I'm done. I'm going to bed. Yeah, Jack's in the Philippines there, Ed.
Honestly, I did a lot of walking yesterday. Walking out front of my house, walking to my aunt's house all the way down to the end of the compound. Next door, the second unit, back and forth, outside, get food,
Well, when
To
the weather was nice,
next door.
when the weather was nice, especially on day shift, when I got home, I'd put my stuff up, get out of my uniform, then I'd take the long way down, check my mail. If I didn't have any mail, I'd go for a nice long walk. If I did, I'd take the long way back up to drop the mail off at my apartment. And it wasn't very much mail that I didn't feel like I uncomfortable carrying it. I'd carry it and go for a walk. I'd get anywhere from 8 to 10,000 steps in from work and walking around the apartment building. Or not the building, but the apartment complex. I really did enjoy walking around the complex, but now it's just been too cold now. Like I said, today was in the 40s. Tomorrow's supposed to be in the 50s, but it's supposed to almost 60, but it's supposed to be rainy. And from what I see, the next week is going to be upper 30s and low 40s. So when I'm at work, I'll get out and walk a little bit more than what I have been. So I'll get my walks in at work. You walked for 90 minutes this morning. All right, good for you. And I need to. I don't do it every day. Once I get to healthy. Yeah, I can understand your fingers being cold out there. I wear gloves and a jacket whenever I go outside to walk right now. I can't take that cold as much as I used to be able to take it. Especially not
It's weird. I kind of miss it.
I was in California when I was in the Navy. I was out in San Diego. And I was missing snow.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went home for Christmas. And this was back in, what was that? 73, 74. And my older brother was home. We was all home. And it snowed. And which was fine, but my dad didn't have insurance for me driving, so I had to walk everywhere. And we got 6 inches or more. I can't remember how much. It was 6 inches to a foot. So I was going to get my white Christmas, which is what I wanted. And so Christmas Eve, it rained. I get up Christmas morning, and there's nothing but little patches of snow. And I said, that's it. I don't care if I ever see snow again, and I've not cared for snow since.
Oh, the snow just turns to slush when it rained.
I mean, I walked for a week. I was going to get my white Christmas. And then it rained and I didn't get my white Christmas. That's it. I don't care if I ever see it. And I've not cared for snow since. And like I said, that was 73. That's been 50 years. That's been 50 years, and I still don't care for snow. I see a lot more than I want to see. That first snowflake's more than I want to see.
The thing that pisses me off is like you shovel your driveway, next thing you know, the snowplow comes by.
Yeah.
Now I got all the stuff. You're gonna get to shovel that back out.
And I used to shovel for my mom. I used to cut her grass when I lived back in Indiana for my mom and my 2 sisters that she lived with. And but it was like, yeah, it could be a pain. Now I live in an apartment complex, so they shovel the snow, they plow it, but I have to sometimes go out and clean up behind my car because they got it up too close to the car, So if it's a really bad snow, which it's been a couple times, I have to get a snow shovel and dig myself out of my parking space. Once I get out of the parking space, everything's cleared up. I don't have to worry about my sidewalk because they take care of that. I don't have to worry about the driveway or the parking lots because they take care of that. But I do have to worry about sometimes they pile it up so much behind your car you can't back up if it's too much of a snow. So you got to dig your way out of the car, out of the parking spot. And if you happen to be one of the guys that left where you normally park at and they got it plowed, you come back, usually somebody else is parked in that spot because it's not assigned. They're not assigned parking spots. And so, you got it where you can get out and then somebody comes in later and they plow it and clean it up. Now your spot's gone and you got to take another one that didn't get cleaned up. And so that happens. That happened last winter a couple times. But like I said, no, I don't care for snow at all. And I can take the cold. I'm not crazy about it. I can take the cold. But I really hate the snow. And
If it came here, it'd be half the population's dead
Yeah,
because
they
there's
would
no
not.
heaters.
Well, not
Not
only that, I mean,
not prepared for it.
yeah. Plus, they don't have the clothing for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, even if you go to Baguio where they wear winter coats, the real cold weather that we get would still, oh man, they'd have a hard time putting up with it. You know, I think an area like Baguio could what's wrong with it? They could adjust to it quicker. And let me give somebody.
I haven't been there yet.
So I'm not either, but I mean, they say it gets cool enough that some of them wear jackets at night. They don't use air conditioning anywhere near as much. There's some places don't even have air conditioners because it gets. It's the only place in the Philippines, I guess, where pine trees can grow.
Mm.
Much for pine trees, they grow strawberries and stuff like that.
I've seen a place close by me that there's a pine tree.
Yeah.
And it's like one of these touristy attractions called the Ruins of Bacolod.
But so, like I said, it does. You know, there's some areas. The higher elevation does get colder. You know, a lot colder than the lower elevations, but it doesn't get as cold. I don't think they get anywhere near as cold as what we get here in the States on the East Coast and the Midwest. Probably as cold as they get in California. It's California.
I think the coldest it got here was like about 65, 60, something like that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the upper elevations. California will get down in the 30s at night during the winter. But usually it's like the lows like in the 50s, which when you come from the Midwest, that's not cold at all. You wear a light jacket. But after you've been out there for a few years, you start wearing your winter jacket. You start wearing a winter jacket because you've got adjusted to the temperatures that they have. So winter coats become much more, you much more comfortable the longer you're there. And that's probably the same thing they're doing with in Baguio and places like that, where it gets cool enough that a lot of times they don't even have air conditions. Somebody was doing I don't think it was a live stream, but they were up there doing videos on it. They weren't there normally. And they were showing how a lot of the malls just leave their doors open and let the air in because they don't have air conditioning. Just let the breeze in because it's so much cooler up there.
I got a fan running downstairs. I got 2 out of 3 bedrooms upstairs with the air cons on. The one room is extremely cold. It's unbearable. But the other room is like a little colder. I want to say 60-ish.
That's too cold.
Still bearable, but I got some thick comforters in there.
I sleep under a sheet all year round. That's all I sleep under. So I keep my temperature year round around 74, 72 to 74 is what I keep it set at. Now, when I'm gone, I like during the winter, I turn it way down. During the summer, I turn it way up. So they less chance to turn on. Like during the winter, I turn my heat down to about 64. So it's warm enough that I won't freeze, but yet it saves you some electricity. During the summer, I turn it up to around 80 or a little higher. So it's going to be warm when you get in there, but it's not like you're trying to cool it down from 90 to 74, or 76, whatever you have it set at.
My mom, years ago, she bought me a blanket. This thing is heavy. It's like 20 pounds.
Oh, one of those hug blankets?
It's like for like anxiety and stuff like that.
It's kind of like a hug blanket. You get underneath that, it gives you like a hug, and it's supposed to help you go to sleep fairly easy. I forget exactly what they call them, but a hug blanket or something like that. Yeah.
And you go to wash the thing, you got to pull the insides out. You got to untie it or unbutton or whatever, everything on the inside. Pull the weighted part out. Then you got to throw the sheet in the laundry and
like I said,
dry it. and then you try to assemble the thing again. It's a pain in the butt.
Like I said, I don't use blankets, so the girlfriends I've had that I've lived with, they knew they could have all the blankets they want. Just give me a sheet. Let me be under a sheet. They can have the blankets. I mean, it's got to be cold for me to want to use a blanket, and I do mean cold. It's got to be cold in the room. I mean, because a lot of times I'll turn. I got a fan on right now, and it just now in the living room. I can sit in the living room, and I usually don't always have a fan on because it gets a little too cool. But in the bedroom, it's a little warmer because this is where I sleep, so I have it warmer. And I got a base heater, And matter of fact, when I leave to go to work during the day, I leave the base heater on completely and just shut my bedroom door. So when I get home, if it feels too cool in the living room, I can come in the bedroom and sit and relax in the heat until the living room warms back up. I usually don't, but I can do that.
I had an apartment years ago. Man, the electricity bill was high, like $500-600 a month. You got that. I forgot what they're called. Like like a motel. They got those.
Yeah.
What is it?
Heater, air conditioning.
Built into the wall.
Yeah, that's what I have in my living room. That's what I have. I have one in my living room.
That thing was expensive.
No, it's not from. Now, before I started turning the temperature way up or way down, it was down during the winter. It really got me. My electric bill was really high during the winter, and I mean, I had one bill that was over $300. All right, and I think the next month was well over $200. And so I think it might
have been expensive because I was running 3 of them at one time.
Yeah, but anyway, I called the electric company and I went on to the monthly payment because, like I said, my summer bills are a lot less. And so now it costs me just under $160 a month, year round. And but like I said, I also started turning the heat down when I'm gone. I leave it up all my days off. It never gets. Even if I leave the apartment, it stays on. I don't raise and lower it if it's my day off. It's just not worth the trouble. And then, like I said, during the summer, I turn the air condition way up so it doesn't kick on as often. And so you're using less electricity. Also, everything I have is electric. Gas, it's electric stove, the refrigerator, microwave, everything's electric. So now, when I lived in Leroy, hey Alabama, or Al-Bahaba, however you pronounce that. But anyway, when I lived in Leroy, I had gas heat, water heat, which they paid for. They paid for the heat, so I didn't have control of it. So there I used an electric blanket once in a while. I mean, a blanket once in a while because it would be colder than I would like because I didn't control the heat. Wasn't very often I used it, but I did use it. Most of the time I had a little electric heater I'd plug in and just warm my bedroom up. So I wouldn't have to use a blanket. I really don't like using blankets. But I had a gas stove. I didn't pay for the gas. I mean, I did not. The only thing I paid for was electric, which was my air conditioner during the summer, my lights, and my refrigerator microwave. That was it. My average electric bill was probably around $40 or $50 a year.
That was even
actually that was the average. That was my summer bill. My winter bills was probably around 30 or so.
I was living in the house at the golf course, which is the backyard is the golf course. It's a tri-story, I guess you can call it. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Instead of the basement in the middle, it's the first floor. There's upstairs. Mom was paying for it, but I didn't pay any bills. But the supposed owner is was the manager of the golf course. He doesn't like to turn the heat on in the wintertime. I'm sitting there trying to sleep. I'm just freezing and shivering. I'm like, what the, you know? My mom gave me two heaters for my room, to the point like I'm just waking up sweating. I'm like, it's a
'Cause
good thing, I guess.
I got one of those ceramic heaters, small one, and it's one of those that if it tips over, it turns off. But you got to
Yep.
make sure it's at least 3 foot away from anything. And I had
Yeah,
my
I made sure it's like stood up on something because the carpet.
I don't know. Can you see how big my bedroom is? Like I said, that's a queen size bed there,
Hmm.
and this is my bedroom. Now this bedroom is smaller than the one I had in Leroy. Right? The one I had in Leroy was a lot bigger. I could probably put 2 queen size beds in there if I wanted. Huge bedroom. And
My bedroom upstairs, I could probably put about 3
yeah.
and not hit the closet.
Yeah. But what I would do is I got something I could set the heater on and move it like 3 foot away from any of the walls, that ceramic heater, and I'd turn that on. And I had a bedroom door I could close there too, so I'd get the room nice and warm. Now, the last winter I was there, they started turning the heat up a little more. But see, they didn't turn the heat on until middle of October, 1st of November. And then they'd usually turn it off in the middle of April. They didn't care what the weather was. So there was a lot of times I used that heater, not because they didn't have the temperature set right. It's because they didn't have it on, And now if it got if they were calling like freezing, then they'd turn it on. But I mean, if they're calling like 40s and low 50s, they never turn the heat on. And
sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, screw this, and I go to the thermostat, just crank it.
But like I said, I had no thermostat. It was just radiated heat, and there was nothing I could do for it, And I lived in another apartment that was the same way, but they had it set at 72, which was comfortable for me. I mean, it's a little cooler than I like, but that's comfortable. I could sleep in that with a sheet, which is what I did. I had a thermostat, so I could turn it down where it'd be lower, but I could turn it as high as I want. It wouldn't go above 72. And it was
used to have an apartment by the golf course, and it was like $500 a month.
Yeah.
For rent. And it's like, I think it was a 2-bedroom or one. I forgot. It's been so long. And I moved in there with practically no furniture. Bought a garbage can. That was my kitchen table. I think another garbage can was my seat, so I can eat my food on top of my garbage can. Then I discovered Walmart and start buying futon, $169 air mattress.
Yeah. Well,
TV stand.
Sorry, Prime.
You can buy a lot of cheap shit in Walmart.
Prime Video says rent or buy John Wick Chapter 4. I already own it. I have all 4 John Wicks. So.
Do you get free Amazon Prime for working there?
I have Amazon Prime. They got a lot of free movies. Well, not free because you pay for it by being a Prime member. They do have a lot of movies you can watch. And I do. I watch a lot of movies. The 2 things I have is Netflix and Prime.
Yeah, Netflix. Look up Dahmer. I think that's all it's called. I think it's just called Dahmer.
I'm waiting on the 15th. Have you heard of Reacher? The Netflix series Reacher?
It sounds familiar, but I haven't seen it.
There was a couple of movies made by oh God bless it. Tom Cruise. It was like Jack Reacher or Reacher, Never Go Back, and another one. I can't remember what the other one is. But they did a TV series. I believe it was the first Reacher book. There's a series of books written by this guy, and I forget how many books there are. There's a bunch of them. And Reacher is an ex-military policeman. And in the books, I guess he's a really big dude. Now, Tom Cruise is not that big of a dude. But I like the movies with Tom Cruise. Well, they got this Alan Richardson or something like that playing it, and he's a big dude. And so anyway, they did one series already, the first season, and it was a big hit. And the second season starts on the 15th of December. And from my understanding, they're already signed up and starting a third season. He's that popular on Netflix. And so I'm waiting on the 15th. I think they dropped the first 3 episodes on the 15th of December, so I'll be able to watch that. So yeah, I'll watch movies. I'll watch TV series. Like right now, I'm on Paramount Plus, which was at one time known as CBS All Access.
I need to get that.
But I'm watching the old TV series Voyager. I'm in season 3 already because they didn't have any new stuff out. They got 2 new shows, and they just came out here recently. That's NCIS Sydney and U.S. Marshal Bass Reeves, if you know who Bass Reeves is.
Nope.
Oh, you never heard of Bass Reeves? First U.S. Black Marshal back in the Western days. They say Lone Ranger is basically based loosely off of him. It's a true story. Bass Reeves is a true story. He was a U.S. Marshal back in the Indian Territory. And
My phone is burning hot. Ooh.
there was a movie about him, which I watched. The movie was really good. Then now, like I said, Paramount Plus is doing a TV series on it. And I've been watching that. They have a new one come out he comes out on Sunday, so I watch him on Monday because I like to watch it without commercials. And NCIS Sydney comes out on Tuesday, so I watch them on Wednesday. And originally, I don't think Sydney was supposed to be on regular TV, but because of the actors' strike, they didn't have new content. They put them on regular CBS. But
I've been watching Bar Rescue.
Those reality shows don't do a whole lot for me. But
yeah, I think it's kind of comical. But it says it's on Paramount Plus, but I don't know how much that even costs.
Paramount Plus, it depends on what you want. You can get it for as low as $6, $5.99, but you're going to watch commercials. I think at either 10 or 11, about $4 or $5 more. The next day, you can watch the same show with no commercials whatsoever. I pay the extra not to watch the commercials.
That's why I paid 499. Wait, 599 pesos for YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
Because I hate commercials. It just drags on and drags on.
Yeah, like I said, I pay the extra not to get the commercials.
And some of the plans, if they're available, so right now I'm on a $4.99 or something like that for 30 gigabytes, and it's just like I don't know what's in the end, but I can't do a live stream in the house. I might try doing after this one, but
thank you for showing up, Ann. Ann says she's still at church, just peeping. Well, Ann, I don't know how much longer I'll be going. I want to see if Elvie's doing one once I shut this down. Go see if Elvie's going, and if she is, I'll just be in the background of hers, like I usually a lot of times I am.
Crystal,
I want to remind everybody that Elvia will be having her birthday celebration in a week. If I remember right, it's the 17th in the Philippines, which will be the 16th here in the States. Whoa! Do you see what was going on with your camera?
Mine?
Yeah, what happened was you were flipping. You were flipping.
Trying to take a picture of myself to send to my fiance.
Okay. We'll tell her hi from the chat. And so, yeah, we're just trying to have a little fun. Like I said, I stay up a little later today because I slept so much yesterday. I mean, oh man, I couldn't. I'm not lying. It was about 6:45, and I couldn't stay up any longer. I had to go to bed. I was just that 12 hours shift after only getting about 3.5 hours sleep was just kicking my backside.
Whoa, what is that?
What's that?
There's a little bird with a long tail.
Blue Bird in
I've
Paradise?
never seen that. I've never seen that before. It's like now it's like in the third unit. Now it's on the roof of the second unit. Now it's back to the third unit. Now it's trying to chase bugs. I think it chased a butterfly.
Yeah. Trying to get something to eat.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna see if my cousin was taking me to Landers because he said he's gonna pay for my food. That's 1,000 pesos.
20 bucks, basically, just under. What's the exchange rate? Just under 20 bucks.
The exchange rate, I think it's like 55, 56.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, it's like 1,100 and something for 20 bucks. I believe it's somewhere in there.
Yeah, back in 87, 86, it was like 34.
Back in the 70s, back in 74, when I was there, it was like 9 pesos to $1.
Oh God. Oh, that's horrible.
Oh no, that was good. $1 back then bought you a lot more than $1 does today.
Mm-hmm. Especially with inflation.
That's what I'm saying. $1 back then was worth a whole lot more money than it is today.
It's like sack of charcoal is now 430, 420, 450.
Now
I know where we get the cheap stuff.
I could get a pack of cigarettes. I could get a pack of cigarettes on base in the Philippines or on ship for 15 cents a pack.
Oh dang. Oh man.
So like I said, $1 was worth a whole lot more. Now there was no taxes on that. All right. When you're in the military, so far out to sea or overseas, there's no state or government, state or federal taxes on cigarettes. It's all tax free. Now, when I first went in, it was like 10 cents a pack. Then it went up to 15 cents because of the price. It wasn't taxes. Eventually got up to, I think, 25 cents a pack without taxes.
Nowadays, people are charging me 200 pesos a pack.
Yeah. Well, when I was in the States in that same time frame, in Indiana, sales tax, state and federal taxes, it cost me 25 cents if I bought it out of the machine. If I bought it in the store, it was like 22 cents. So only about 7 cents of tax. California, 65 cents a pack. California nailed you on taxes back then. Today, New York is probably close to $10 a pack.
Yeah, I heard it's that, or if not more.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. When I quit smoking, which was almost 25 years, it'll be 25 years in March since I quit smoking, it was 2 something a pack in New York, and only $1, about $1 or a little over a pack in Indiana. And
I bought years ago, before I went home, I bought 4. They call them rims here. 4. I don't even remember what it's even called back home. cartons
Yeah, cartons.
of cigarettes, and plus 2 other ones I got from duty free in the airport, just to hide my hiding stuff. You know. And do you have anything to declare? Nope. Okay, go. But I got down to my last cigarette, my last cheap cigarette, because I paid 64 or 65 pesos a pack.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm glad I quit smoking.
I was smoking with the manager at the time before he got fired, and I'm like, I'll be right back, because I was the chef at that time, and I got mad as hell because I had to go to the marathon station and get a couple of packs of cigarettes, and they were like $8 each. I'm like, ugh.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Like I said, I quit before they got real expensive here in New York. And I couldn't tell you how many times I tried quitting before I finally did. And I quit in March of 99. Same year I went to China. I went to China in August of 99. And I dreamt about cigarettes for almost a year. And it was the hardest thing I ever did. But I'm glad I did. I mean, like last week with the way my throat was and the way I was felt, if I was still smoking, oh God. Whenever I coughed when I was smoking, I felt like that. It just felt like my chest was being torn apart. It just really hurt. So I'm not had that kind of pain since I quit smoking. I do have where I get sick, where and it hurts some, but nothing like that. And,
I went to a rehab facility a few times, more than a few times, but my mom is like, you need to stop drinking beer and stop smoking. You can't do that all at one time. Yeah. One thing at a time.
Yeah. Like I said, I quit smoking first. I don't drink, but it's not because I quit. It's just I don't drink by myself, and I don't drink and drive. And there's no bar I like. Well, now there's no bar even close to me to walk to, especially during the winter. I mean, we're talking a few miles just to get to a bar. We're not talking more. We're talking 3 or 4.
Not worth it.
Far. No, it's not worth it. And I don't drink by myself, so I'm not drinking at home. But before, when there were bars close enough to walk to, I didn't like the bars. They were dives. One of those. I don't like neighborhood dives.
The old hole in the wall.
Yeah. And the only bar that was actually decent was over a mile away. And so during the winter, you don't want to walk there. So I just didn't go.
You get drunk, fall down, and get frozen to death.
Yeah. And my landlords, when I first moved in, had a bar restaurant. Now, on my days off, sometimes I'd go over and get a bite to eat and might have a drink, but I didn't care for their bar enough to want to sit there and drink at night. I just go over and get a bite to eat, pay my rent, and get a drink. And then go home, and that'd be it. So I rarely drink and drive before then, but I quit drinking and driving altogether. I got in trouble for it, and I swore to God it would never happen again. And the way you make sure it doesn't happen again, if you got the car, you don't have that first drink, period.
Yep. I got my one drunk driving.
Like I said, I got mine reduced to infraction, but it still cost me a pretty penny. And I was charged with drunk driving. I was guilty of drunk driving, but I got it reduced to an infraction. Not a misdemeanor, an infraction. So really not heavy on my background, but it cost me a lot of money. Your taxes go, even though it was an infraction, my insurance doubled for almost 5 years. I had to go to a class for drinking and driving in the state of New York. It's required. I had to pay for that. They require that you go see a psychiatrist.
What?
Oh, yeah. That's why I joined the VA, because I figured, hey, a veteran is going to know more about how the military is than a civilian. The psychiatrist I went and saw never served, so he. But I was in the VA system, and I stayed in there. Because when I was in the Navy, we got drunk all the time. It was a daily thing. You know, it was just
Mm-hmm.
you don't have your family around. Everybody you know drank, so you go drinking. That was just what you did. And I knew they were going to send me because they asked you this questionnaire. And one of the questions is, what's the most you ever had to drink in one day?
Is tell them enough.
I told them 2 cases of beer. Like I said,
Yeah, I used to
back
go
in my
through like
Navy
a
days,
30-pack.
No, I'm talking 48 beers, 2 cases.
I used to get the 30-pack of Bush, and I'd demolish that, and I'd walk back down the street or drive my car, all kinds of cattywampus, and get another 30-pack,
I've drank
and drink half of that and go to sleep.
More than a case of Sam McGill in one setting. All right, when I was in the Navy over in the Philippines, and but it just, like I said, that's what we did. I mean, we go drinking, we party, and sometimes you burn it off because you're always doing stuff, but other times you just got hammered. And so I knew they were going to send me to see a psychiatrist. I knew that. And one guy goes,
it cost me.
He said, you shouldn't have told him that. I told him it said some ungodly low amount. He got sent too.
It costed me a little bit over $4,000 to get my license back.
Let me put it to you this way: mine was probably close to 3 or 4, counting the fines. Even though I went to the VA, I still had to pay to see the specialist. Like I said, there was a fine. Then you had to pay the class. You had to pay the court costs. You had to pay the insurance and all that good happy stuff. Now, I didn't have a lawyer. It would have cost me more money. I knew somebody that was able to help me without me going through a lawyer to get it reduced, which I got it reduced. Like I said, I got it reduced to an infraction without a lawyer. Now, if I'd have got a lawyer, I probably could have got it completely thrown out, but it would have cost me more money. And but that's when I decided it's never going to happen again. Like I said, that was back in '99, and I've never had a drink and got behind the wheel of a car again. So we're talking, 24, going on 25 years. I mean, over 24 years now. And it has not happened since.
Remember, my drunk driving was, what is it, 20, no. I can remember it, but that was back when I was 22.
Hey, RD, welcome. RD, if you want to drop your link, type in LLL, capital or small letters, doesn't matter. Just type in LLL. My Nightbot will drop your link for you. And these are people I know through Elvie and Larice and ABCM. A lot of these people here.
I think I'm gonna get off the phone, get off of here soon because my phone is probably less than 15% battery and it's getting hot.
Yeah, I don't.
And I gotta throw it in the freezer so I can recharge it. If you want charge if it's hot.
Yeah. Well, I want to. Being that you're going to drop down, we'll just go ahead and shut this one down. We've been going almost 2.5 hours. So, I've been on, like I said, been about 2.5 hours. It's not a real long one, but I've had shorter ones. I've had a lot longer. I've had more than double this length. I've done, like I said, one about 6. When I don't know if you remember Leonard Lund or not. One time, me and Leonard went almost 6 hours. So yeah, I used to go 4 or 5 hours all the time. And that's why
I need to get a new Wi-Fi here because this is not working for me. I don't like sitting outside, get bit up by mosquitoes, flies,
I don't blame you.
Random stuff, and ants.
Yeah, I can understand that. And so I want to thank you for coming up. I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming, and for those who gave me thumbs up, thank you. And if those didn't give me a thumbs up, if you would before you drop out, I appreciate it. But remember, everybody, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. All right, everybody, I'm going to end this one. Bye. Take care.
Bye bye. See you
Bye-bye.
guys.